If you're looking for a new and exciting holiday destination, it's always best to check out that the place you want to travel isn't going to get you killed or put into prison. Dark tourism has become popular in recent years, but there are some places you're simply forbidden from going to. Sometimes it's for your own safety, and other times it's because there are things that they'd rather keep hidden from you. Number 5. In times of the Soviet Union, closed cities were not an uncommon occurrence, with these towns being the location of important factories and mines. After the fall of the Soviet Union, most of these towns and cities opened themselves up to the outside world, but there are a few that have slipped through the cracks and remain closed. One of those towns is near the Ural Mountains. This town has often been called Russia's answer to Area 51, and the lack of information from the Russian government only adds to the mystery. The town was founded in 1979 and is used to house those who worked at a secret facility near Mount Yamantau. The Russian government has never confirmed what happens at this secret location, but many speculate that it's the home of nuclear testing and nuclear weapons. With a population of just 17,353, almost everyone who lives there works at the secret base. There are rumors that the facility is buried deep underground, and it's around 400 square miles, boasting bunkers and food storage for Russia's top military elite. As previously mentioned, the Russian government has never given a concrete answer as to what really happens inside the city, and at one point they even claimed it was a mine, but of course never disclosed just exactly what they were mining. This isn't just a random town you can stumble across. It's heavily controlled by the Russian government and is closely guarded by armed soldiers, waiting to remove outsiders within seconds. Many have called this town a relic of the Cold War and the Soviet era gone by, but Russian people are still left asking what's really happening inside of the city. After all, no one is allowed in and no one is allowed out. Number 4. Bohemian Grove is one of the most secretive and mystifying places in the US, hidden right under the noses of most people. Every summer, the wealthy and powerful elite gather in Sonoma County, California for 16 days to take place in bizarre rituals. Only the most elite men in the world are invited to take part in this 16-day campout, and women have been banned from joining ever since the club was created in 1872. Members are expected to pay $25,000 for their initiation and can only be invited into the club by other members. A few women have been given honorary status but have still not been allowed inside of the campgrounds, only fueling rumors as to what goes on. A recent court ruling forced the camp to hire female members of staff, but so far they've remained tight-lipped about the innermost workings of Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove has attracted the public's attention over the years, with US presidents such as Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan both being members of the mysterious group. The 2,700-acre camp has played host to other influential figures such as Clint Eastwood and Henry Kissinger. The camp has been the birthplace of war plans. In 1942, the Manhattan Project was first devised at Bohemian Grove, with government officials and high-ranking scientists discussing the plans in detail before making it an actuality. Due to its secrecy, Bohemian Grove is no stranger to conspiracy theories about what really goes on behind closed doors. Journalists who've been able to get a glimpse inside recall that on the first evening of the 16-day holiday, an effigy of a human is placed below a 40-foot owl before being set on fire. Other conspiracy theories claim that the effigy being sacrificed isn't an effigy at all, but a real human being. Claims of satanic rituals, human sacrifice, and other dark magic often get thrown around when talking about Bohemian Grove. Until someone from the inside exposes what actually happens, it's likely we may never know the truth. Number 3. Located off the coast of Brazil, Snake Island is an island so dangerous that the Brazilian government has made it illegal to visit. The island is 110 acres in size and has anywhere between 2,000 and 4,000 snakes living there at any one time. These aren't just ordinary snakes, they're golden lancet snakes, one of the deadliest in the world. Their venom is said to be at least 5 times deadlier than some other species, and would be fatal for anyone who comes in contact with their venom. Once bitten by a golden lancet snake, a person will experience pain, nausea, internal bleeding, and eventually kidney failure. Not to mention the fact that the lancet venom is known to cause necrosis of tissue. Once you've been bitten by one of these snakes, you have around an hour until that bite becomes deadly. Even if you're able to seek medical attention, there's no guarantee that your body will respond before succumbing to the venom. There wasn't always a time when the island was uninhabited by humans. In fact, records show that humans lived on the island until at least the 1920s. According to local legend, the reason that humans left the island was because a lighthouse keeper and his family were killed by the golden lancehead snakes that came in through their open windows. Another local legend says that the venomous snakes were purposefully put on the island to guard buried treasure, although the authenticity of this has never been confirmed. It's more likely that the snakes have evolved to become extremely venomous to ensure that they're able to catch prey, such as migrating birds. The only people allowed on Snake Island are the Brazilian military, who closely guard it, and scientists who are there to study the effects of golden lancehead venom. Due to the possible medicinal properties of their venom, golden lancehead snakes are being poached and sold for $16,000 each. The Brazilian government continued to operate a strict no-visitation policy, and for good reason. If you're bitten by one of these snakes, you'll die an agonizing death. Number 2. Governments have been preparing for the end of the world, but not in a way you'd expect. When we think about what the government may have in store for the end times, we think about fortified bunkers or secret islands where the most brilliant minds are sent to. But this location in Norway holds a different kind of bunker. This is the Global Seed Vault. The vault, set up by the Norwegian government, the Crop Trust, and the Nordic Genetic Resource Center, is home to every single seed on Earth, with countries making deposits every year. The seed vault might not be the first thing that comes to mind when thinking of the word doomsday, but here's why it's so important. The vault holds up to 846,309 seeds. In the event of a disaster, these seeds could be the key to human survival. Many countries around the world are currently facing disasters of their own, whether that's through war or nature, and this vault allows them the chance to rebuild and reintroduce native crops back into the land once it's safe to do so. The seed vault is about 150 meters deep in the side of a mountain and has steel-lined tunnels and vaults. One journalist was lucky enough to be shown around the vault and described how the entrance opens into a long concrete-encased tunnel before stopping short of the actual seed rooms themselves. Before you can even get into the seed room, you're greeted by a chamber that has to be unlocked using security codes, ensuring that no outsiders are able to get it. Any country is able to make a deposit into the vault, and staff at the vault even boast how seeds from North Korea and South Korea sit side by side, oblivious to the tensions of the outside world. People who work at the vault are subjected to vigorous background checks, and without the right clearance, it's almost impossible to get inside the vault that may very well save humanity. Number 1. The Sentinelese people are one of the last remaining groups of people on Earth that have remained untouched by modern times, and any attempt to communicate with them has proven deadly. The Sentinelese people are protected by the Indian Navy under an act of 1956 which prohibits any contact with the tribe. Throughout their entire history, the Sentinelese people have lived a life of secrecy, fighting off British colonial adventurers who hoped to learn more about their customs and culture. Following Indian independence, the Sentinelese people wished to stay isolated and attacked almost everyone who attempted to contact them or get onto the island. Numerous people have tried to make contact with the reclusive Sentinelese people, but these attempts have never been successful. In 2006, 2 fishermen from India were fishing close to the island, and the 2 men were killed and placed on bamboo stakes as a warning to others who thought about getting too close. Travel to the North Sentinel Island isn't strictly prohibited, but it's heavily advised against for 2 reasons. First, and the most obvious, is that the Sentinelese people are hostile towards outsiders, and venturing onto the island will result in death, and the second reason is for the welfare of the Sentinelese people. As the people are isolated from the outside world, it's likely they don't have the same diseases that we do, and exposing them to these diseases could prove deadly. In 2018, 27-year-old John Allen Cho ignored all warnings and made contact with the remote tribe in an attempt to convert them to Christianity. Sadly, this trip would be his last, and in just minutes after leaving his boat, he was ambushed by members of the tribe who shot him with arrows. His final diary entry read, "The Milky Way was above, and God himself was shielding us from the Coast Guard and Navy patrols. 2 armed Sentinelese came rushing out yelling at me. They had 2 arrows each, unstrung until they got closer. I hollered, "My name is John. I love you and Jesus loves you. Jesus Christ gave me authority to come here. Here is some fish." Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.